home. So he apologizes, but you know how Lex Luthor is. That dude is insidious. But he wishes you all well. He's glad to have met everybody that came by the table, and he hopes that the next time you can participate. So you're gonna have to make do with John Jones. I hope it's not too disappointing for everybody. But you know, we could all dance. Put your hands, make a funny face. But yeah, so there we go. Let's start this sucker off. Let's light this candle. Who's got questions? Some questions? Anybody? Anyone? Over the left. Yes, you. Well, you know, they throw us curves the same way they throw you curves. You know, they give me a script maybe 2 days before I show up in Vancouver so that I don't spill the beans. Because they know I want to talk, you know. So yeah, they easily could have shot 2 different endings to kind of, you know, to give you that red herring that goes one way, and then when you come back to the show, it's going another way. And they think they're being clever, but they don't realize how smart you guys are. So they really don't. They don't get how smart you can be. So easily it could have been a red herring. So just hang tight. Stay tuned. It's off the chain this season. Really. It's off the chain. Straight ahead. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know this process.
Yeah, we have a microphone back here.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Well, I can hear. One second. Just let me answer this one. I'm sorry. 1 second. Go ahead. Great dress.
I just want to know what you were voice acting. Because, like, I feel like if I were a flip-flop and you do a lot.
I do a lot of voice acting, you know. Well, now anybody who knows me at all knows that I'm a rank and file geek. I am a comic book loving fiend. That's right. That's right. I almost wore my John Jones Martian Manhunter t-shirt today. I almost put on my Jackie Childs t-shirt too, so that would have freaked everybody out. But that's what I wear. I mean, I might wear a Captain America shirt. Every record session that I do that's like, I just voiced the Batman Brave and the Bold. It's a new series coming out. I play Jonah Hex. Yeah, that's right, thank you. Jonah Hex talk like that. Yeah. I wore my Batman t-shirt to that. You know, I do it so it inspires me, you know, so I look down. I can't tell you how blessed I am to be in this universe as an actor getting paid. I feel like, honestly, I'm representing all of us, because when I got this job, I came with more history and more knowledge about John Jones than any of those other actors that walked in that room. So even though they may have, you know, equal talent or whatever, they didn't have the fleshy underbelly that I had coming at this thing. So honestly, whenever I go into these things, I try to wear a t-shirt that, like, either a throwback Fantastic Four with the Black Bolt on it and all that, you know, or a Justice League t-shirt, whatever I can. Like, if I walk in the room and the creator of Legion of Superheroes, which I did, looks at it and goes, cool shirt, I'm doing my job. Now we'll do the process.
Hi. Clark was supposed to learn how to fly last season, but that kind of fell through because I guess the writer's strike, and Kara was supposed to kind of give him some lessons.
Right.
I was just kind of wondering, since Martian Manhunter, the first time we saw him, I guess it was in Static, he flew and Clark saw him and was kind of amazed by that. I was wondering, is there any possible chance that Martian Manhunter will give him some flying tips?
Yes, I think we're all craving that moment, and I'm hoping so. You know, not only would that give me as an actor something cool to play, and I really relish the role of mentor with him now. We need to get to Gittin on this show. I mean, we need to build that bridge and get him to Metropolis and get him loving Lois, or get him doing what we know Superman ends up doing in our mind's eye. And the sooner they get to that, and that I can help mentor him into that area, the better, I think, for all of us. But you remember, one of Al Gough and Millar's edicts was no cape, no flying. That was one of the things they said early on. One of the things that I think has made this show successful is that they were able to bridge the gap between the geek and John Q. Public. And they had to do that by creating a reality that everybody could watch. and not just us. Now, if they overloaded it with special effects from day one, we would have watched, but they would have kind of excised a whole member, our whole group of this audience, that they need to come to the show to keep the show on the air. I think that's why you saw the love triangle go on so long, because that melodramatic soap opera-y feel brought other people to the TV that wouldn't have come to the TV just strictly because it was a Superman vehicle, if you know what I mean. So the longer they hold off the flying and still keep us interested, the better for them. But they got to get to it soon. Am I right? Yeah. There you go.
All right, questions, more questions. I have super hearing, so I can hear without the mic.
I'll just mic.
I'm 11 to 2, so I should hear the questions. Oh, I know.
Sorry.
I know. She's going to the mic, so.
Hi. I was wondering, you mentioned that you were doing some work on Brave the Bold.
Yes.
Jonah Hex?
Yes.
Cool. Are you working on any other of the DC animated projects, like some straight to DVD movies, or anything that's down the pipe that maybe hasn't gotten a lot of press yet?
Well, I did the New Frontier for them. I played King Faraday in that. Yeah, it's very cool. It's a great movie. I met Darwin Cook, and he rendered King Faraday for me. Just
I haven't
amazing.
had a chance to see New Frontier yet, but I have the comics and I've seen it.
It's very, it honors the comic, you know, as much as 90 minutes of animation can. And I think Darwin would say that as well. We did a whole premiere at WonderCon in San Francisco that went very well, and they showed the whole thing. It was great. Like, I'm eating my popcorn and watching it on the big screens like everybody else and cheering. I know what's going on. And I'm cheering and laughing and doing my thing. I did the Legion of Superheroes. I played Imperiex on the Legion of Superheroes as well.
Yes, I actually recognized your voice on that one.
No, good. And then I did Vandal Savage in the Justice League, and so many things. I'm entrenched in that world, and I'm very happy to be. But the New Frontier is really that and the Brave and the Bold are the two that are the most current right now. And I'm sure there's more in the works.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Hi,
Hi.
I love the sets on Smallville, but I want to ask, did you ever play pool?
Okay. I don't know if you know who my father was. My father was named Greg Morris. Thank you. Greg Morris was an actor who did the original Mission Impossible, not the movies, people. 66 to 73, Mission Impossible, created by Bruce Geller. When I was growing up, my father bought an AMF pool table, one of the last pool tables to roll off the line. I learned how to play pool on that table from the likes of a man named William Mosconi, who was a world champion, Cicero Murphy, who was a world champion, Bill Cosby, Sidney Poitier, Lou Gossett Jr. They all came over, they all talked a lot of crap, and played pool. So I learned how to play pool on that table. Jump cut, many years later, my father sold that table to an actress friend of ours. My sister, who's also an actress who played the original voice of Storm, Iona Morris, ended up buying that table 15 years later and had no place to store it. So I took it from her, and that table sits in my living room as a pool table / dining room table.
Beverly Hillbillies.
I wake up, the coolest thing is for me to wake up, open my drapes, and just start singing. So yeah, what you got? You want this thing all in?
Because Michael had done that Pool Hall Junkies movie.
Yeah.
And, you know, every so often they show scenes where Lex is playing. And I just didn't know if that was really something you guys did.
Yeah, I think they do. You know, now remember, I'm a guest actor, so I'm not up there all the time. But now that you remind me of that, and I love Pool Hall Junkies, by the way. I thought it was a really good movie, and I thought he was great in it. I got to challenge him now. 9 alternative, Lex and John Jones. Let's rock it. You can see that? We'll